Hi, guys. Welcome to another Between the Lanes special interview. And on this interview, we have the 2018 USRA National Champions, Justin Colvin and Tyler Colvin. And Justin was the GTP champion, and Tyler was the amateur group 12 or GT12 champion. So, hello, guys.
Hey, Ron.
Hello. Well, they're welcome to the show. They are in California. Where do you guys live at in California?
We're on an outskirts city of Sacramento.
Okay.
So we're about 10, 15 minutes away from downtown.
Okay. And that's the state capital. So, all right. So, you guys, what was I going to say? Have you caught up on sleep and everything since the Nats last week?
Yeah, I'm starting to.
Sort of.
Sort of. Back to school, right?
Sadly, yeah.
So, okay, Tyler, so how much school did you miss last week?
Well, quite a lot.
Quite a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. And tell everybody how old you are.
12 years old.
12 years old. So you had to miss some school, and I know Justin probably had to miss some school. But Justin, you get some special exceptions from time to time. I mean, as far as working with your teachers for time off, like
Kind of. It's almost a little easier in college because you're just able to plan ahead, and you only go to class once, twice a week.
Okay.
So I missed out on really only 2 or 3 class periods while I was gone.
Gotcha. But I mean,
it was just a little bit of homework that I missed.
Okay, so last year you were in high school, right? You graduated?
Right.
Well, last year. Okay, so now you're in college. And all right, so yeah, you can miss school and go to these races. So, all right, so Tyler, tell us about your week at the Nats. How many classes did you race?
I raced 5.
5, okay.
And
then,
I ended up getting 4 out of 5 plaques. The only race I did not get a plaque in was LMP.
well, that's good. And where did you finish in LMP? Roughly.
Probably like 13th or 11th. Or you finished 11th.
No.
What'd you finish?
I think you finished 11th in LMP.
Okay. And Justin, you raced 7 out of 8 classes.
Right.
And besides winning GTP, I know you got second in Group 10.
Mm-hmm.
And was there any other podiums?
No. There were no other podiums.
Okay. But you had some top 5s, top 10s. I mean, you made did you finish in the top 8 in everything you raced?
Everything but 132nd in JRL.
Okay. So tell us about your week at the Nats, starting on Tuesday, I guess.
So my week was busy. I'll just say that.
Right.
Start out with JRL, getting both of our cars ready. That race, I ended up getting Tyler 9th. Tyler got 7th, I think.
Yeah. And then
and then I got a concourse plaque for that, for my paint job.
Okay. So I'm going to jump in and ask you, why did you get 9th in JRL? I mean, not trying to make this in a bad way. I'm just, tell me about what happened. Because, I mean, you are a top contender on flat. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I used the same car I won with in 2016.
Okay.
In Seattle.
Okay.
I think it was just car setup on that track.
Okay.
Possibly track conditions changing because I had both cars set up as identical as I could.
Okay.
Tyler's car was actually one of the fastest in the race.
And best handling.
If Jason Hooper didn't turn the fast time in the A main, Tyler would have had the fast time of the whole race.
Gotcha. So if you'd had Tyler's car, you probably would have finished better.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. So then I guess, the LMP handout race.
Mm-hmm.
And how'd you do there?
I did okay for what my car ended up being.
Okay.
Something was up with the motor, and it was two-speeding the entire race.
Really?
Yes. I don't know if it was just a bad pair of Bigfoot brushes or something.
Okay.
So I was having to deal with the speed and the brakes changing the entire race. Made it a little challenging.
Okay.
It was one of the hardest cars to drive for a 7th place finish.
Gotcha.
If that makes any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
And I think halfway through my 6th heat, I broke a body mount on the Mazzetti aluminum pan. So in between heats, I had to run back to my box and
Tape it
get
up.
some tape and tape my body to my pans.
So did you run body clips or pin tubes?
Pin tubes.
Okay. Well, because we talked about that on the show before, and I have not seen one break with a pin tube yet. Everyone I've seen break.
Well, I had 1 or 2 break in Chicago last year.
Okay.
And I think we had 1 break during practice leading up to this year.
Okay.
And then 1 break during the race at Nats.
Gotcha. All right. So
the one that broke at Nats was using the ARP pin tubes with the collar on the inside.
okay. I had no experience with those. I just use the regular pin tubes or I buy stainless steel tubing and use a collar on the back of it. But
yeah.
So, all right. So Wednesday was a new day, and it was GTP, which we know you were the champion and the winner of that race. And where did you finish in that, Tyler?
I think 4th.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
4th.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that was from the B that you finished 4th?
Yeah, because I think you won the B main.
Yeah.
You won the B main, right, Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I won every main I raced. Other than the B main and LB.
So, after the GTP race, then you ran. I'm trying to think, what was that day?
After the GTP was JRL or F1 Euro.
Okay, and you did not race that.
Right.
Okay, because your car just wasn't that good, and
yeah, it wasn't going to be good.
Okay.
And the amount of time I would have lost trying to make it good and racing it,
right,
would have hurt my NASCAR prep.
Gotcha. Okay, so the next day is Group 10, which was Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul TQ'd that, but you finished second to Paul.
Mm-hmm.
You were just a couple laps behind. And before we go into any more details, if you could go back and do it again, do you think there was anything you could have changed or done differently that might have gave you the win versus Paul?
I don't know. Even if I didn't come off as much,
right,
it would have been closer.
Okay.
But Paul just drove a near perfect race and still had a faster car than I did.
Gotcha.
So I think he still would have been up on me by at least a lap.
Okay. And how did you do in Group 10, Tyler?
I got 5th overall.
Okay.
And if I'm not wrong, I think I won every main I raced other than LMP.
Okay. But did you qualify into any A mains, Tyler? You just are
only GT12 amateur.
Okay. So then after Group 10, Group 10 was the only class they ran on Wednesday, right?
On Thursday, yeah.
Thursday, okay. So The big day for, I guess, well, the big day for you guys, because maybe some people don't know this, but your father, and I don't know if you guys are involved or not, but you guys also own the PMP
Mhm.
chassis company or line, or I don't know what you guys really call it. It's a product line. And of course, you were running your own product line or chassis in that race. So that was probably your first big day of the Nats, right? Because, I mean, as far as this is our stuff that we make and sell and, we want to do good. So the day started
Yeah.
off. Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely a class we were looking forward to,
Right.
especially on the King track,
Okay.
because we knew the chassis works good with high downforce bodies.
Right.
With low downforce bodies, it's not quite there. It's okay, but there's still some stuff that can be improved.
Okay. So, Tyler, you were second fastest, right?
Yeah, by
Qualifying.
200 of a second.
Yep, because I watched you qualify, and you got faster as you ran, and I thought you were going to wind up with it, but Jason Holmes ran a pretty hot lap to get the pole. So you start the race, and just tell us tell us the race from your perspective.
Well, I started on white just to get the slow lanes over with.
Okay.
White, red, and green.
Is that what your coach told you, or is that what you wanted to do?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
And I was a couple laps down from Jason.
Right.
And then as he went to the slower lanes, I was on the faster lanes. I gained a couple laps. And then he went to the bank with someone else. He hit a car.
Okay.
And after that, he had to brake before going to the bank in order to go through it.
Okay.
And that lost him quite a bit of laps.
So did he get nerfed in the bank then or something?
Yes, it was him going side by side with somebody in the bank.
Okay.
And only one person coming out.
Right.
He ended up breaking a part on his chassis, the Red Fox chassis,
Okay.
which caused a pan to drop.
Okay.
And ended up dragging the track, which would cause him to not be able to go full throttle in the bank anymore.
Right. So I guess after that, he probably got it somewhat repaired, but it wasn't 100% right.
Right. I think I heard him say that he didn't really get it fixed until the last heat.
Okay. But by that time, the race was over because you won by 25 laps.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a huge, huge victory. And so if Jason hadn't broke, I'm sure you probably felt you would have beat him. And if you would have beat him, do you think it'd been a pretty close race?
Yeah, probably by 2 or 3 laps.
Okay. I mean, it was kind of cool because every class out there was decided by 2 laps or less, I think.
Yeah.
Race except for your win. So what did it feel like when the race was over and you were like the national champion?
I just felt relieved because all the anxiety just left me because I was happy that I won.
Right.
I was nervous that something was gonna happen to my car or I was gonna screw up the race.
Right.
Because I feel like I had a pretty good chance in that race to get a national championship.
Right.
And when it was over, I was just so happy. And my dad's over on the other side of the track just like, good job, Tyler, good job.
You didn't make him cry, did you?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm sure he was very, very proud. So,
Yeah.
sometimes us old guys, when our kids do well, we kind of lose it a little bit. So I didn't know if you made him cry or not. This one. But anyway, so before I go farther, I want you to tell me, how long have you been racing?
Well, I started just driving slot cars for fun when I was 5.
Okay.
And then I started racing, I think when I was 9 or 10. I think so, I was 9 or 10. And then that's when I started racing club races, and then I went to NorCal.
Okay.
And then other than flats, this was my first big race.
Okay. So, how many times had you raced on a King track before this race?
Oh, wow.
Roughly. A lot or a few, or I don't know.
For about 10.
Okay. So, but you hadn't really had much experience with
Yeah.
a GT12 car on a king track per se.
Yeah.
Okay. Had you ever raced an amateur GT12 on the king track before?
No.
Okay. So outstanding. You did a super job. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah, I was proud of you. It's always cool to see little guys win races. I don't mean little guy. I mean just young guys is what I should say. So, because you believe it or not, you and your brother are like the future, you know. So, you know, we us old guys can't race forever. So, am I making you laugh?
No.
So.
And of course, it was because of the Bentley body that was on his car.
A shameless plug. So hold your car up, Tyler, and let's take a look at it. All right, turn it over so we can see your chassis. There you go. There's your national championship winning car from the 2018 USRA Amateur GT12 class, and there's the winning driver. So then after that's all over, you guys are pretty excited. Everybody's pumped up. How did Expert GT12 go for you, Justin?
It went okay. Getting the handling right was kind of a struggle. I got it as good as I could. Was still about 2/10 off where I'd like to be.
Okay.
I just knew I was going to have to try and drive it.
Okay.
For the race.
And were you in the A main?
I was not. I was in the B.
Okay. And
I ended up getting 7th overall, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I finished second in the B, I think 2 laps behind Giannis.
Okay. So Giannis was in the B too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a very bad B main at all.
Right. And we'll get to this in just a few, but the B main Eurosport 24th main was stacked.
That was a very good B main.
So the next day is
132nd
Eurosport, and now you're done for the week, right, Tyler? No more racing for you. Okay.
I had a choice of running 132nd, but I decided not to. I want to end it on the first place.
Okay, because it's always better to go out with a bang. You're only as good as your last race. And I was going to ask you, have you raced Eurosports before?
Well,
kind of.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay. So you got a little experience.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about 32nd Eurosport, Justin.
Again, I didn't have a whole lot of time to prep my 132nd.
Right.
Got the handling as good as I could. It was okay during practice. It got tight during qualifying, and then it was loose in the race.
Right.
So
you soldier on.
Yeah. I didn't have to soldier on for very far though, because after about 30 laps in the first heat, which is a very rough first heat for everybody.
Okay.
It was, I think a 4-minute heat took us like 10 minutes to do.
Well, the track calls.
Oh, a lot of track calls. I think it was that race. It was either that or 124th. I know one of those had a very long first heat.
Right.
But I ended up hitting somebody going into the S's and broke a body mount off the chassis.
So it just doesn't happen to Mazzetti Flexi cars.
No. It also happens to Dubik 132nds.
Spring steel chassis. So, so that was kind of a wash for you. then, of course, Sunday, or not Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. Was the big
Sunday.
24th Eurosport. And as I mentioned earlier, you were in the B main. And when Al Chuck posted on Facebook, like the lineups or the start of that race and showing who was on what lanes, I posted, like, that's a hell of a main right there. I mean,
yeah.
that'd be an A main on most days. Okay, so
Yeah,
then,
because that was me, Jonathan, Herman. I think Radisich was in there as well. I think Munoz was in there.
yeah.
So
Well, I think 7 out of 8 of you guys have been USRA national champions at one time or the other. So, because I made the comment, because somebody said something, and I said, there's like 60 to 65 USRA national championships just in that main alone. I mean, it was a pretty deep talent field there. So how'd that race go for you?
the semi, I think, was one of the best Eurosport races I have ever run.
Okay.
I think it only came off 3 times the entire race.
Okay.
The car was very easy to drive. Times I came off was when I was pushing it, trying to get the fast lap on black my last heat.
Right.
I knew I had a pretty decent gap over Jonathan for second.
Okay.
So I was able to.
And how far are you behind? I forget who was leading, but you were leading.
Yeah, I was leading.
Jonathan was second. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And after that, I ended up on the same lap as Gugu and Paul, I believe.
Yes. In the A semi.
Yeah.
Because you all had 516 laps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so you make the A main. And, I watched, they didn't start the live feed until I think the 6th heat. And, Al Chuck was posting up the 1st heat, the 2nd heat, the 3rd heat. And Paul, Giannis was gone.
Oh, yeah, Giannis was.
And then
Giannis's car was just unreal.
Right, and Gugu and Jason were like fighting for 2nd and 3rd, and Paul was kind of a distant 4th. And I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of at the first heat, I'm thinking, well, first thing I thought was, why is Paul starting on white? But he knows the track better than I do, and so he ran white and he ran red, and I'm thinking, well, he's going to finish on the 5 fastest lanes. So I think, he had that in the back of his mind. And then after the 3rd heat, I realized, Paul was not going to stop for tires. And obviously Giannis was going to stop for tires along with Gugu and Jason because they were running so much faster than Paul. And just my years of experience with Paul, if he's running slow, it's because he started high and he's not going to change tires. He's going to run all the way through the race.
I think Paul and I think Bob Oliver were the only 2 people that didn't change tires in that main.
So, like I said, after the first couple of heats, those 4 separated themselves from you and Bob and Jonathan and I forget who else was in the main. There wasn't
Chris Crofts.
Chris Crofts, right.
Yeah,
so
he was in Chicago last year.
Right. And so they went off and had their own deal, and then you guys were kind of battling it out. And didn't Chris kind of wind up winning that battle of was he 5th?
No, Bob Oliver was.
Oh, that's right, Bob Oliver.
Yeah, he didn't really have too many problems that race.
Okay. And I have to ask, who is Bob Oliver, and where does he come from?
He is out of Reno.
Okay.
He's with Hooper.
Okay, because it's just a name I'm not familiar with, and I've never seen him race, and I'm just I'm saying. So I didn't know.
He just does our NorCal series.
Okay, so he races with you guys on a monthly basis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you wound up 7th?
7th.
Okay.
Yeah, that race was not good to me or Jonathan from the start.
Okay.
For me, I was rushed getting a motor in before tech, so my mess wasn't quite perfect.
Right.
And then I think like 20 laps into the main. This was the first heat in the 124th main took like 10 minutes.
Yes.
It was a 5-minute heat.
Okay.
Supposed to be a 5-minute heat.
Yeah, I know. All the track
There were
calls.
just so many track calls. About 20 laps in or so, Chris Froth's car was having problems stuck in the body and everything.
Okay.
He came off coming out of the donut under the bridge,
Right.
and of course landed in my lane. So I hit him full throttle and bent the guide clip and tore the guide on my graphite Red Fox guide.
Right, because you were having problems keeping your braid in, weren't you, after that?
No, that was Bob Oliver.
Oh, that was Bob Oliver. Okay.
That was the only problems. But
Okay.
it was a track call whenever Bob's car had that problem.
Yes, because I remember they were putting his braid in before they turned the track back on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I know one time Gugu had problems. He must have hit someone and his braid got jacked up, and he was yelling for them to fix his braid. And then, there's a car coming off and they're saying the braid's coming out, and I'm like, yeah, someone's got a broken guide. But I didn't know who it was because at that point, Gugu had been warned for yelling at the turn marshal. So there was no one yelling at turn marshals. So I'm like, is that Gugu's car? Or I didn't know whose car it was. So it was Bob Oliver that was losing his braid. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually didn't have any problems with braid coming out.
Okay.
Later on in the next heat, I think I hit somebody's hand on the straightaway. Either a Marshall's or another driver's, I forget which.
Was there a penalty?
No, was there? It was a Marshall.
Okay. Okay.
I ended up sucking a body into the gear, which ended up taking out a gear. So then I had to change an axle set.
Right.
Of course, it had smaller tires on it.
Right.
So I still managed to go like 4 heats on these tires.
And they had to change again.
Then I had to change again the second to last or third to last heat.
And all under green because you can't change tires in between heats.
Yeah, so I was forced to change tires twice in that race.
Yeah,
doing that cost me at least 6th.
Yeah, that kills you. Because if you hadn't changed your tires, you think you might have finished as high as 4th? Well, probably 5th.
If I didn't need to change tires at all, I probably would have finished 5th.
Okay.
Because the tires I was running weren't wearing fast enough to need a change. So I think I was going to be okay.
Gotcha.
I just didn't have a car for 4th, I think.
Okay. Well, still a pretty good week. I mean, you made how many A mains? 6?
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, you made the B main in the one class, but you did finish in the top.
Right.
So.
Right. I finished in the top 8 in, I think, 5 of the 7 classes I raced.
Okay. That's a good week. And you got 1 win. So that makes it even better. So I'm going to switch gears on you now. And I asked Paul and Giannis on their deal. So, you guys have known for a year the Nats was going to be there. And so what was your preparation and, I guess, testing kind of schedule regime leading up to – I mean, I'm sure that last late spring, early summer, not so maybe hectic, but as we got fall and winter and now we're a month, 2 months away and 1 month away, you start picking the pace up. So tell us, what was behind that effort to go to the Nats?
I think we really started prepping sometime in January.
Okay.
Is because we started going to Frank's USRA, NorCal USRA races.
Right.
Started racing Eurosport on the flat track, and I believe Pro 12.
Okay.
At least I did. And then in March, end of February, we started going down for his club races,
Right.
which was NASCAR and LMP on the King track.
And Tyler, you won a race, a GTP race or a GT12 race like a month ago there?
Oh, yeah.
He won at the Nats warm-up.
Okay.
He won the
312 or something like that.
the 12 race.
And was that on the King?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I won the GTP and LMP races
That same
at
day.
the warm-up race.
Right. Okay. Okay, so you're going to all these races, and are you going there on weekends that there's no races and doing testing as well, or just going to the races and doing your testing and racing? And
On Saturdays, we would go down and do some testing.
okay.
We'd also do a race because he has a moonlight race, which is a 5.2 breakout, run whatever you want.
Okay.
That was roughly the same speed as the NASCARs with the sealed 16D motors we're getting
Okay.
when we originally started going down there.
Right.
Then it got to the point where they were going.
Okay. So as we talked pre-show, how many cars did you have to prep for you and your brother to do the week at the Nats?
I think I prepped 13 or 14 cars.
Okay. From the ground up. And
Yeah.
so Tyler, what did you do? Sit there and watch, or did you actually get involved?
Well,
I'm going to tell you a story. Because when I used to help my kids with their Pinewood Derby cars, I would tell them to leave the room and I'd do the work, see? Because they have too many questions. They wanted to touch everything. So did you help, or?
well, I helped my brother 2 tires just to get that out of the way for him so he can work
Okay.
on more stuff.
Right.
And the main part was going to get lunch for us.
There you go. Somebody's got to do that. Somebody has to be the gopher. So, I mean, you did help. That's good. I mean, no one wants to chew tires, so that's a nasty. Well, it's not too bad, but it's a good thing they trust you to do the tires because you got
I'm
to.
surprised he trusted me.
Yeah, I know you got to pay attention. I mean, one little turn too much and they're too small, and you get yelled at. So basically, then Justin did all the painting and body mounting and the chassis assembly and building and.
Well, sort of. My Jero, I helped my brother put the stickers on it. He painted it, but then I did the interior myself.
Okay. And you won concourse?
I got second place. He got first place.
Okay. Did you do his interior?
I wanted to, but he wouldn't let me. It was already done, so.
Okay. Okay. So it was kind of a team effort.
Yeah.
About 70-30% maybe, 60-40?
Yeah.
Okay. But you had fun. You did well. You won. That's the main thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, we didn't go into this early, but I was going to ask you. So, Justin, and we talked a little bit pre-show. Tell us about when you started racing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're a 5-time national champion, USRA. And it goes back to your first one was 2012.
Yes.
And it was at Frank's, right?
Yeah. That year I actually won 2. I won the junior group 10 and then the pro group 10.
Okay. What I want to do is I want to back up. Like, how old were you? When did you start? And what you did before you went to that first nationals?
So I started racing competitively in 2009.
Okay.
My first race was actually a NorCal series race.
And you were how old?
I was 10 at the time.
Okay.
And I believe I won the amateur class and finished about mid-pack overall.
Okay.
But leading up to that, I had been just beating a car up on the track for about 2 years.
Okay.
And then that year I traveled to a couple of NorCal races at Frank's and Fresno and just traveling a little bit.
Did you weekly race anywhere?
Yes. I raced at Fast Track.
Okay. The fast track's that's still there now at Dwight's?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This was at their previous location, though.
Okay. Okay.
With different tracks.
Gotcha. So you go to the 2012 Nats, your first big race, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you win 2 classes there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 2013, where did you go to the Nats in 2013?
I did not.
Okay. So 2012, then when was your next Nats?
Next Nats was 2014 in Seattle.
Okay. And you won 2 there?
No.
Oh, just 1. That's right.
Yeah, I got a couple of seconds that year.
Okay. So you leave Seattle and you go back to Washington right after that?
In 2016.
Okay. And you won 2 there?
Yes.
Yes. Which gave us 4. 1 last week makes 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, we know that you've been at the last 2 Israel Worlds, correct? Or last
3.
Okay. And the last 2 years, you and your partner were TQ in the production race, correct?
Right.
Okay. So are you going to the Israel Worlds this year?
Yes.
Okay. Tyler, you're not, right?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Someday. So are you starting to prep for that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna start.
Okay.
Really, I'm gonna focus on building a program. Because my Eurosport program is kind of lacking right now.
Right.
Just as far as motors and everything.
Well, I mean, you had 3 of the best in the world there.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And you know what it takes to compete with them. I don't think there's an issue driving, okay? Like, I think you can run with those guys driving-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is equipment or prep or the program or the parts or the pieces. And that's usually sometimes the most difficult thing to figure out. So,
oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
you realize
definitely.
that. So now, in order to get ready for that race, will you practice or test at, I guess, fast tracks, because that's your home close track, right?
Yeah.
And do you feel you can learn? I mean, I know you can say, well, this is the motor I ran at this race. It wasn't fast enough. I built a new motor and it's way faster. Okay. But aside from that, do you think it's it helps you a lot, or maybe just a little bit, or it's just because the tracks are so different over there than here that
it would help test motors more than anything.
Okay.
And just kind of getting used to how the chassis feels and reacts to different things.
Okay.
Because
I don't think.
But really, there's no true practice until you get on the track.
Right. And because the track is so different, there's nothing here that you can even. I mean, you got to go over and learn the track.
Right.
That's kind of the, I'll say, problem, but that's not. I mean, it's just part of that game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difficult part of it, is you got to go there and learn the track. Plus, try and figure out what's my best motor, what's my best chassis. These tires work at this temperature in the building, and these tires don't. And lots of notes. You take lots of notes, make lots of notes. Is that your dad's job?
It's kind of been more my dad's job, but we're starting to take more notes.
Okay.
Have in the past.
Right.
Really, we've just been doing motor combos and like arm setup combos. Not a whole lot of other notes.
Okay.
Really, because we only do few tracks locally.
Right.
So, and we just know what works because we've been doing it for years.
Right. So, how early are you going to leave before? I mean, are you going over a week early or 3 days early or?
I'm going to get there as early as they open the track up.
Okay. So you're going to be over there a couple of weeks probably,
Mm-hmm.
or close to it.
Yeah, typically for a Worlds, I'm there 3 to 3.5 weeks.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, you guys got any questions, or you want to say anything about last week, or in racing in general, or is your dad got cue cards over there, Tyler? Is he holding cue cards up for you?
Sort of. How does you speak?
Yeah, and you know what, everybody? Michael Colvin is Justin and Tyler's father, and he's just as big a part of the racing as they are. And Michael really doesn't race much, but he takes care of his sons. And does he push you guys? Like, I mean, does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes us try to do our best.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, that's good. But I mean, he's not like real mean or nothing, is he?
For the most
No.
part, no.
Okay. I mean, if you have a bad day, he still feeds you. I mean, that's not like he says, if you don't win this race, I'm not going to feed you. And Michael knows I'm just joking.
Actually, I bribe him with trips to Hooters.
Yeah, he does.
There you go.
That's why I wanted to win amateur 12.
You went to Hooters?
There's actually a story there with Justin. That's how he won the NASCAR race. That's why I claim he won it, because he was so upset in 2012 about losing the 4.5 race that I said, well, if you're really that mad, turn it in, you go out and win the 4-inch class. And we happened to be driving by Hooters at the time in Roanoke Park. And
If you win, I'll take you there?
Justin goes, well, if I win, you take me to Hooters? I said, well, yeah, if you win. He goes, the junior NASCAR? I said, no, you have to win the expert NASCAR. And then, of course, he goes out and does it. So I stepped on my foot on that one.
And now it's a tradition.
Now it's a tradition. See, there you go. You guys
First year at Flats, that's when I had to pay up because there was a Hooters up there.
You ever been to Tilted Kilt?
No, but Ryan was talking about that.
We did go there.
Yes, we
They
did.
were closed.
Yeah, that was in Chicago.
Yeah, it's closed.
Yeah.
It's been
It
closed
was
for a
closed
while.
by the time we got there.
Oh, okay. I mean, they were still in business?
Yeah, they were we
Yeah.
got there like 10:30 or something.
Yeah, because I think they are out of business now. They've closed a lot of Tilted Kilts. But
Oh.
if you think Hooters is here, man, Tilted Kilt's off the scale.
Ryan was saying the exact same thing.
Well, so now Tyler earned
He got his free Hooters trip.
that's the secret. I bribe my teenagers with Hooters.
There you go. Hooters restaurant.
Makes me Father of the Year candidate. I think.
That's all good. I took my boy. Well, years ago, me and Randy was coming back from a race from Chicago, and on our way back, along the way, there's a Hooters off on an exit. I personally don't care for Hooters. I just don't care for their menu that much. But I had my son, who was probably 8 or 9, and he had his buddy with him, and he went along to the race with us. And on the way back, Randy said, "Let's go to Hooters," and I'm like, I got no problem taking my kid there, but I don't know about this other kid because he's not my kid. So his name was Morgan. I said, and Morgan's like, "Yeah, let's go to Hooters." I said, "You ever been to Hooters?" He goes, "No, I never been there." I'm like, "Don't tell your mom or dad." So we go to Hooters, and 2 days later, his mom comes over in the middle of the afternoon, and not to yell at me, but I heard about, "You took Morgan to Hooters?" I made him wear a blindfold.
You were saying you don't like the menu there. They have food?
Yeah, they have. Yeah,
Oh.
if you want to call it that, but so that's my kind of funny Hooters story. But all right, so what's the future for you, Tyler? Before I say that, you run every NorCal race, right? So how you doing in the points?
Well, I haven't been because I'm doing my school basketball league,
Oh, okay.
but I'm trying to. No, I don't have a game.
Okay. And
Really,
Justin,
whenever my home race.
okay. And Justin, you're kind of wrapping all the points up, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's close in a couple of classes.
Okay.
The only class I'm solid in is NASCAR
Okay.
right now. So it's and it's a little more challenging because I already missed one race because of going to Worlds.
Okay.
That's when our season opener is October.
Right.
So it's close in the 4.5 truck LMP and GT12 classes right now.
Okay. And you got one race left, right?
Yep.
Okay. Are you going to go race, Tyler? Or are you going to go play basketball?
Well, I'm most likely gonna go race.
Okay. See, I'm going to be watching you. I'm going to be looking for you in these race reports. Because, like I said, you were pretty impressive last week. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. You're a good young man. So, do you like slot racing, Tyler? I mean, is it something you really like doing, and
Yeah.
you want to have 6 or 8 championships compared to your brother's 5?
Well, my main goal is just to beat him. I
Well,
did that only in JRO.
And see, the thing is, if you beat him, you're doing really good because Justin's a pretty good driver. So he's got a lot of experience. But remember, he builds your cars right now.
Yeah, and it seems like he's been giving me the good cars.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good teammate because you should both be trying to win together.
Yeah.
So that's a good deal. Well, Justin, what do you got anything to say about NorCal will be over and then it'll be get ready for the Israel Worlds, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you going to college through the summer?
No.
Okay.
Just
So you
the
have
spring and fall.
Okay. So you have summer off. And you're working now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So is that going to cut into racing time or work?
No. No, right now it's pretty good.
Okay. Okay. Well, I really don't have any more questions to ask. Did I forget anything? Should I just ask you something, Tyler, that maybe you wanted to get out there?
No.
Okay. Well, like I said, if you want to say something, say it. And I enjoyed interviewing you two guys. I wanted to interview your brother for a while because, like I said, he's a pretty good racer and accomplished. And I thought, well, this week we'll try and do. It's kind of easy. I mean, I did the interview with Paul and Giannis. That was 2 guys, and I just had to do another interview with 2 guys in the same spot, so it was pretty easy. So I'm glad you guys came on the show and enjoyed it. Hope you did too. And
always
a pleasure. You think your dad might bring you to North Carolina next year for the Nats, Tyler?
Depending on my performance this Nats, he might not. I don't know.
Next time you race at the Nats, you tell your dad, if I win this race, we got to go next year. It's like the Hooters Deluxe Challenge. See what I'm saying?
But then again, there is school.
Well, maybe you can get some time off. Your brother knows that trick. He knows how to get off.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, thanks. And enjoyed having you on the show. Oh, you got something else? Go ahead.
One last thing. Right now I just want to say congrats to Paul and Giannis again.
Okay.
Yeah.
They did awesome at that.
Yes.
It's always fun racing with them.
Well, and like okay, and I mean, yeah, Paul was just yes, like I asked him, not in the interview, but I mentioned in the interview, like, 2.5 more laps, he'd have had 2 more wins. I mean, he would have won every race he ran in, which, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's incredible. I mean, no one's ever really done that. I mean, yeah, there's guys that'll go and race 3 or 4 classes and win their 3 or 4 classes, but to win 6 races in so many days, and then just think about he could have won all 8 in so many days. That's just like, I mean, the stars have to be aligned, because not only
Oh yeah.
you have to have good cars, good driving, be fast. You got to have good luck, miss the wrecks and everything else that you can't have no control over. So, yeah, just amazing. So, but like I always say, if you can go to the Nats and win 1 race, you've done something.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys definitely have. I mean, you guys definitely beat good fields. I mean,
yeah. I mean, so like at Nats, when you win a class, it's something, because you're racing against Paul, Jonathan Forsyth, Radisich sometimes,
right,
Gugu, couple other Brazilians, and this year like Giannis and me, and there's a few other locals. Typically, there's a few locals that are always fast,
right,
and there's always a lot of competition at Nats.
right. Yep. All right, guys. Well, thanks. And we will see you down the road, I'm sure. Tyler, keep winning. Keep working at it. And good luck, Justin, at it's your championship race in a week or so, and then going to the Israel Worlds. So be a good time over there. Have fun and good luck. Yeah. And that's all I got, folks. Hope you enjoyed this interview. And if you got any comments or questions for either Tyler or Justin, you can just post them up, and I'm sure they'll answer them. Right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks.